Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. And I have a very good video that is going to help you out. If you've ever had problems with family and friends or business associates or co-workers who seem to try to pour water on that fire that is building up in you to be able to start your own business, to be able to do something to make your dreams come true. First, I want to tell you about a story that happened to myself and my wife, and then I'm going to give you a free training, 100% free training on something that you need to think about that will transform you. Like what I'm going to teach you today will transform your life today. I promise you. This is going to take away some frustration that you might have been having with dealing with other people. I'm going to show you something that I utilize in my life. Now, let me tell you a quick story. When my wife and I started our company back in 1990, there was a gentleman who lived next door to us. And he would always say these things about, hey, you're trying to do that business. And we were living in a 1-bedroom studio apartment. Didn't have money, but we had our dream of being successful, and we were starting a free advertising publication. This is in 1990, before cell phones and the internet, all of that stuff. So, we had big dreams, but we had little money, but we had big dreams. And he would always make this comment about, oh, you're trying to do that thing. And he wouldn't even really say what it was, which was a advertising publication to help local businesses be able to get more customers. Like that was what we were doing. But he would say this comment, you're trying to do that thing, or you're still doing that thing. And then years later, after the business is very successful, and I'm going to talk about something about people disappearing, so stay with me on this. But years later, we were driving in our Range Rover, and if Range Rover Autobiography, go look it up and you can see how much those vehicles cost. So you know that you can't get that vehicle unless you're successful, unless you're going to be just straining to pay for it. But we're driving in our Range Rover Autobiography, and we see this person waving this, come get this $5 pizza. And we was like, is that who we think it is? And we were like, that is him. So this is years later. And we went by and we were like, how you doing? And we didn't bring up anything about our success, none of that stuff. We were just basically saying, hey, because he had kids too, just saying, how's the family and stuff. Told us what was going on, that he and his wife had separated, but that's their life, not ours. We didn't bring up anything about our success. But what I want to say that is important, that something that we learned at that time, is that stop trying to prove stuff to people. I don't have to prove any of my success to you, and you don't have to prove any of your success to anybody else, because this is something that I learned that day, is that he was not in our car. He was not driving around in our $150,000 car. He did not live at our big house, and at that time we had just had a new house built. He did not go on the vacations and stuff with our family. He did not get to enjoy the successes that we had. And see, this is what I want to get you to start thinking about when you're trying to sit there and prove stuff to other people. I don't do any of these videos to prove anything to people. I'll lay out exactly what has worked in my life. And if it's something that you think could work for you, then that's great. But it's not to prove it to you. What I'm sharing with you is stuff that is actually really a law of the way that life works. And that if you're constantly busting your head and not getting anywhere, you're waking up frustrated, you're waking up tired because you don't live the life that you want to live, well, then you need to pay attention to this video. You need to pay attention to all of my videos, but you need to really pay attention to this one, because I'm here to tell you this is what you're going through. So I'm here to tell you that even that individual that we saw waving that flag or that sign for the $5 pizzas, is that other people are really just a reflection of a side of you, reflection of a side of all of us. Now, I know that might sound crazy, but if you think about it, have you ever thought about this? How, like, you see an individual experiencing something and you say to yourself, I could never let myself get into that situation. Well, I'm here to tell you that you are just like them in a sense, that if you were to let yourself go, you can go into any situation. We see it all the time. So something that I have started to understand is that what other people that we deal with and the experiences that we end up going through with them is kinda, or not even kinda, it's a reflection of us. It's a reflection of you. And this is what will happen. This is what will start to happen to you. I've talked about this in other videos about people disappearing. Because that gentleman had disappeared for more than, I believe, close to 25 years. We had not seen him for 25 years. And so this is the reason why that will happen. And while I'm going through this video, you will probably think or probably remember that this has happened to you. So now these people, other people, are a reflection of you. You could be a reflection of me. If we came and dealt with each other, you're watching this video, you're drawn to watch this video because of a reflection of me. Like, I'm putting out a reflection of myself to bring in positivity into your life, to uplift you. And so I'm attracting you. By you watching this video, I'm attracting you to me, bringing out a reflection of me from you. And now let me tell you how you will either disappear or how you will stay with me on this channel. What starts to happen is you're going to start thinking this way. Either, who am I? You're going to constantly ask that question. And when you constantly ask that question, you're dependent on all of these people here to tell you who you are. Remember when I said that gentleman said, you're still trying to do that thing, that business, not even ever saying what the business was. But he was like constantly putting that out there. So if we were to take what he said and constantly thought about, who am I? Ask that question. When you are asking that question, you're talking to two, I don't want to say people, but you're talking to two consciousness. You're asking people to come to you, just like I just said how I'm coming to you in this video, to tell you who you are. And that's why people will, your friends, your family, they'll say, well, you can do this, you can't do that. They'll uplift you, they'll pull you down, all of that stuff. We see that with family, we see that with friends, we see that with co-workers, we see that with all the people that we deal with. But they're a reflection of you, and the reason why they have that reflection of you is because you don't know who you are. So you're constantly asking, putting out into the universe, and your answers are coming to you. And the only way that you know how to accept them from the way that you were, from when you were born all the way to where you are now, is that you are accepting them from the outside. You accept them from the outside. And that's why, so you're talking to two consciousness. You're talking to yourself. So if don't say nothing. I want you to just, if you're in the room by yourself, I want you to think, who am I? Just think it. Who are you talking to when you say that? You're talking to one side of your consciousness. Think about it like this. You're talking to one side. and you're talking to this side. This side here is other people. Other people come to you and they're going to give you certain answers, and they could be right or wrong. But you're open to accepting them because you don't know who you are. You may be afraid to really ask that question. You may not even know how to ask yourself that question. You don't say, "Who am I?" You say, "I am," and you put right there. That means that you're working on this side. And now let me tell you, this is the part that will start to happen. And this happened for me, and you will probably, your memory might get jogged, and this happened for you. Now you think that your college friends and your high school friends, you think that all of these people just disappeared because y'all all went your own way? You think that happened that way. Let me tell you the reason why it happened. It's because you started to answer some of these questions about who, instead of "who am I," you started to say "I am." Now, it might be on a lower level, like there's different levels. There's different levels. So you might be vibrating at this level here. Let me do this. You might be vibrating at this level right here. And you had an identity that you started to accept for yourself. And some of these people started disappearing. They just were not matches for you. This happened in my life even before I became successful. When I was starting to think about business, certain groups of people, and I've talked about this, it was like they just disappeared. Imagine that you are a teenager. I was 16 years old at the time. And I said, I'm not going to play sports. You know, everybody want to be Michael Jordan or Emmitt Smith well, that was before Emmitt Smith. It was Tony Dorsett when I was growing up with the Dallas Cowboys. People would want to be a sports athlete, or, I wanted to be business. Like, I remember the basketball coach said, this is what he said. He said, "Williams, you're not going to make the basketball team this year, but the football coach wants to talk to you." There was other players on the basketball team from the year before when we tried out. They just sent them away. So I had an option. And I said right at that point, I don't want to play football. I want to be in business. I had started dabbling into network marketing at that time, and this is not about network marketing. I'm just telling you what I was doing at that time at the age of 16. And but when I made that decision, something crazy happened that I didn't even really realize until I got older, is that my friends disappeared. And they disappeared because what I did is I brought my vibration level here. And the only friends that existed in my life were the ones who were vibrating at this level. It was just like they disappeared. And this is what will happen to you when you start to answer this question. And the more you answer this question with the focus for your life, you will start to see that people over here will disappear. They don't have to say anything, and they're going to still be a reflection of you, and they can be a reflection of you that you can go back down to here. It takes responsibility to stay up. So what happened to me and what has happened to you, and it will even happen to you even more, and it will get even more intense when you start to answer that "I am," and you start to identify fully and believe fully and start to put action into it fully. You will start to see that your vibration level is going to go up, and these people here, these other people, cannot exist in your life. They cannot exist in your life, or they will pull you down. So now to go back to people will seem like they'll pull you down, and it's like, why are you pulling me down? They're pulling you down because that is a part of you. Take full responsibility and say that is a part of me. Don't blame anything on them. And you changed right here, and those people when you continue doing your work, because you have nothing to prove to them. See, remember I said, don't try to go out and prove stuff to other people. They are not going to ride in your 150, 250,000, your Rolls Royce, whatever car you want. Even if it's just a Nissan, they're not going to ride in your car. They're not going to go on trips with you. They're not going to have access to your bank account. So you might as well forget about them, or forget about trying to prove stuff to them. Because those people will start to either stop commenting, because your actions will make them change, and they will start to probably reach out to you to make changes in their life. So it's going to flip. They're going to look at you and be like, hey, I want to change, and you're going to be drawn to them to help them, instead of the reverse where it was them, you trying to draw them, and they're not trying to help you. Or they're going to just completely disappear out of your life, and then you're going to meet new people, people that are on your level, people who want to get to some type of goal that is congruent with what you have. And then you're going to still be approached by individuals who will test you to see if you want to be there. There are some people where they will just seem like they come out of the woodwork. It's like a universal test to try to either get you in trouble or to try to make you make a bad decision. And I'm not talking about like a financial decision. I'm talking about a decision that will like destroy everything that you've worked for. And that's why people can end up going back down. It takes a lot of responsibility to be up here. So I'm going to end the video here. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. If you are a business owner and you would like to discuss how to take your business to the next level, I have links below this video. If you are looking to learn how to generate more leads, sales for your business, have a link below this video. And please post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube.